ask that all members please take their seats and the guests please clear the aisles. The clerk will unlock the machine for the purpose of recording attendance. Have all senators indicated their attendance? Will the clerk please lock the machine? There are 37 members in attendance. There is a quorum. At this time, I would ask for all members and the guests to please rise for the invocation and pledge of allegiance to be led today by Senator Juan M. Pichardo, representing the city of Providence.
Madam President, Almighty Father, let your spirit of wisdom to ascend upon the leaders of our state. Last night, as President Barack Obama delivered his State of the Union address, we are reminded of the challenges we face ahead. Help us all strive to work together to reach common ground and find positive solutions for the benefit of all our constituents as we move Rhode Island towards a brighter tomorrow. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First order of business is the reading of the previous day's journal. Will the clerk please read?
State of Rhode Island and Providence Plantation.
Senator Pichardo.
Madam President, I move that the further reading of the journal be dispensed with and the journal be accepted as printed.
Without objection,
Thank you.
so ordered. Next order of business is the introduction of guests. Are there any guests present? Senator McCaffrey.
Thank you, Madam President. Ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, if we can revert to new legislation for immediate consideration to have the resolution read.
Certainly. Chair McCaffrey requests immediate consideration of a Senate resolution congratulating the Pilgrim Girls Soccer team on winning the 2014 Rhode Island Division II Girls Soccer State Championship. There being no objection, will the clerk please read?
Senate resolution congratulating the Pilgrim Girls Soccer team on winning the 2014 Rhode Island Division II Girls Soccer State Championship. Whereas the Pilgrim Girls Soccer team entered the 2014 Division II Rhode Island State Tournament, having won the Central Division with a stellar 13-2-2 league record and having compiled a dominating 14-0-1 record in their last 15 games. And whereas Pilgrim's leading player is Caitlin Vieira, a supremely talented striker who scored an incredible state-best 47 goals this season. Caitlin will be attending the University of Rhode Island next season to play NCAA soccer. Her mere presence on the soccer pitch terrorized opponents' defenses and goalkeepers, forcing double teams, which opened up scoring opportunities for her fellow teammates. And whereas Pilgrim entered the tournament a very confident squad, playing their best soccer of the season, and it showed in their first two tournament games as they defeated Westerly 3-1 and clearly outclassed Scituate by a score of 5-1. And whereas Pilgrim's opponent in the championship game was Coventry, a team that had compiled a dominating 13-0-3 league record on the way to easily winning the South Division. In a highly anticipated rematch of their regular season game, which ended in a 1-1 tie, it was the Pilgrim squad which dominated the play, led once again by the imposing Caitlin Vieira. She contributed mightily to the breakthrough first goal of the game, scored in the second half when she and her teammate Kendra Tantamonico put heavy pressure on the Coventry goalkeeper, causing a loose rebound to roll to Hannah Johnson, who put the ball in the back of the net for the first goal. Vieira later scored an insurance goal, which turned out to be the winning goal, when she beat the Coventry goalie with a blistering shot to lead the Pilgrim High School girls soccer team to their first state championship since 2000. And whereas winning a state championship is an incredibly difficult achievement, especially in a team sport, it requires every member of the team to unselfishly give all they have toward the attainment of team goals, even if it comes at the expense of individual goals. The 2014 Pilgrims girls soccer team had this characteristic in abundance, as it was led by co-captains Kendra Tantamonico, Madison Almonte, Hannah Page, and Caitlin Vieira, along with team members Hannah Johnson, Sophia DeLuca, Molly Lynch, Ariana Masali, Alexia Martins, Alyssa Andrews, Erin Plowman, Emily Heon, Emma Minash, Corinne Rivera, Emily Riley, Haley Rivera, Emily Fouette, Erin Strain, Haley Bucco, Caitlin Smith, and Jerry Ann Evans. And whereas winning a state championship also requires having a coaching staff as motivated and unselfish as the players, and also capable of motivating their players to achieve more than one thing's capable, and being able to compose innovative schemes and to make the necessary strategic decisions during the course of a game. The Pilgrim girls soccer team was blessed to have such a coaching staff, led by head coach Tom Flanders, along with the assistance provided by assistant coach Rick Maurice and team manager Xavier Morgan. Now, therefore, be it resolved that this Senate of the state of Rhode Island and Providence Plantations hereby heartily congratulates the Pilgrim High School girls soccer team on winning the 2014 Rhode Island Division II Girls Soccer Championship. And be it further resolved that the Secretary of State be and she is hereby authorized and directed to transmit a duly certified copy of this resolution to Pilgrim Girls Soccer head coach Tom Flanders.
Jim McCaffrey.
Thank you, Madam President. I move passage of the resolution at the appropriate time. Revert back to introductions.
Senator McCaffrey moves passage, seconded by Senator Walaska and Senator Lynch, as well as Senator Lombardo, Senator Sheehan, Senator Metz, and Senator Phelan. Will the clerk please unlock the machine? Shall the resolution pass? Have all senators indicated their vote? Will the clerk please lock the machine? 35 in the affirmative. The resolution passes. Chairman McCaffrey.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, it's certainly an honor and a pleasure for me today to invite the Pilgrim Girls State Championship soccer team up here today. We do have a number of the girls here. However, this wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for the hard work and dedication of their coach, Tom Flanders, and his assistant, Rick Marisi, but also if it wasn't for their parents who dedicated a lot of time over the years and taking them to and from various practices and teams and different traveling. But here with us today, I'm going to ask you to stand as we announce your name and hold an applause till the end. We have Hannah Johnson, Sophia DeLuca, Kendra Tantamonico, Madison Almonte, Molly Lynch, Alexa Martins, Alicia Andrews, Emily Heon, and at this time, Madam President, I'll yield the floor to Senator Lynch.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Madam President. We also have with us Emma Riley, Emily Fluette, Ellen Strain, Haley Bucco, Caitlin Smith, Jerry Ann Evans, and Hannah Page. Congratulations to you all and welcome to the Senate.
Are there any further introductions or statements at this time? Senator Walaska.
Thank you, Madam President. I, too, would like to welcome the Pilgrims girls soccer team and congratulations on your tournament. I'm also a senator from Warwick. Sometimes McCaffrey forgets that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Senator Walaska. At this time, are there any additional guests present? If there are not, we will revert to committee reports and communications. There was one communication from Senator Lombardi pursuant to Rule 4.1 for the Senate record. Are there any further communications or committee reports? The next item of business is new business. Senator Pichardo requests immediate consideration of a Senate resolution expressing condolences on the passing of Sister Ann Keith. Senator Pichardo requests that the resolution be read.
Senate resolution expressing condolences on the passing of Sister Ann C. Keith. Whereas it is with great sadness that this Senate has learned of the passing of Sister Ann C. Keith of the Sisters of St. Joseph, a dedicated and beloved community activist who advocated for peace and social justice. And whereas Ann was born into the large and loving family of Patricia Gorman Keefe and James Thomas Keefe, her early years instilled her with a great empathy and compassion for helping those who are most vulnerable in our society, and molded her into a woman who could bend without breaking, provoke without preaching, and offer love with no limits. And whereas upon graduation from high school, Sister Ann entered the Sisters of St. Joseph and pronounced her vows. She attended Our Lady of the Elms College, received her Master of Social Work from Fordham, and began working as a teacher and social worker, and for the past 3 decades as parish minister at St. Michael's Church in Providence. And whereas with indomitable energy and a no-excuses philosophy, Sister Ann has taken on a panoply of the most challenging issues facing our state, as well as some of Providence's toughest neighborhoods. Using her charisma, smarts, and talent for arm twisting, Sister Ann has stood tall for peace, civil rights, immigrants, workers' rights, and equality. And whereas Sister Ann was involved in many community programs and projects, she was co-founder of numerous organizations, including the Institute for the Study and Practice of Nonviolence, Providence City Arts, Taming Asthma, the Good Friday Walk for Hunger and Homelessness, AIDS Care Ocean State, and Open Doors. In addition, she helped establish, run, and guide and champion a host of other organizations, including the Community Voting Center, the Sophia Academy, the Family Life Advocacy Center, Witness for Peace, the Southside Community Land Trust, and the Providence Community Library. She also served on many local committees and was the chair of the Providence Human Relations Commission. And whereas an inspiration to all, Sister Ann had been honored with a plethora of awards and titles, including being inducted into the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Hall of Fame in 2011 and receiving the Eagle Award from the Institute for Labor Studies and Research, to name just a few. And whereas Sister Ann was a consummate humanitarian who opened eyes and hearts and left our state and this world a far better place because of her life's endeavors, she enriched the lives of all who knew her, and she will be dearly missed. Now, therefore, be it resolved that this Senate of the State of Rhode Island and Providence Plantations hereby expresses our deepest sympathies in the passing of Sister Ann C. Keefe. And be it further resolved that the Secretary of State be and she is hereby authorized and directed to transmit duly certified copies of this resolution to Eileen Keefe Swoops, James Thomas Keefe, Mary Keefe Blanchette, Michael Keefe, John Keefe, Brian Keefe, Catherine Keefe, and Angela Leslie Keefe.
Senator Pichardo.
Thank you, Madam President. May I say a few remarks before moving the resolution?
Please proceed, Senator.
Thank you, Madam President. Sister Ann was a friend, a very compassionate person, a person that gave a lot of herself and a lot of love. The South Side, the West End, and Providence was blessed when God sent her to us. For many of us who have lived in Providence and throughout the years got to know Sister Ann, knows of her compassion and her commitment to bettering the lives of those of less means, with a tremendous potential, tremendous intellect, and a great community. Sister Ann, in my view, was and is an angel that created such an energy and inspiration in our community that will live forever, a legacy that stories would be the like of Cesar Chavez, Martin Luther King, and many others. I remember when, as I grew up in St. Michael's, she recognized and I recognized that as the resolution calls of her, the area that she serviced and that she's there, the toughest neighborhood, from low income, less means, a lot of violent compared to the neighborhoods that we all represent. But she had a tremendous passion for all of us to ensure that we all had a great education, that we all had a place to live, to call home. And I, over the years, was inspired by her work. And I remember when she started City Arts, and she took on the building as a community where if you drive by, if you know the building where CVS Highlander is and City Arts there, that building is all windows and glass. And I grew up in South Providence. I moved to throughout about 9 neighborhoods: Smith Hill, Washington Park, Chad Brown. And when she told me about what her vision was, I said, wow, that's never going to happen. Those windows, you're going to have to board them up. You're going to have to put plastic on them because they're not going to last. Now, I read about the effect of when you break a window, there goes the neighborhood. And when it was completed, I remember seeing one of the windows shattered, and I said, there it goes. But she said, Juan, don't worry. We're going to fix it. And then after that, no more windows were broken. And at that time, I said, you know, I believe that we can turn around our community. And Sister Ann has led that fight through our community, especially when it came down to the violence that took place in our community in establishing the Institute for Nonviolence. And if you remember, Madam President, if I may, if you remember the task force that I led along with my colleagues in Providence and Pawtucket, and we went through Newport about violence in the youth. We all have violence in our community. You just have it in a different way, a different version. But it's going there. And it's all up to us to continue to live the legacy of Sister Ann, to remember that those kids are your kids. That's what she believed in. In my view, Sister Ann has earned her wings because she came out of love. She provided enough love and touched the lives of each and every one of us that her legacy will continue on. With that said, Madam President, I move passage of the resolution.
Senator Pichardo moves passage, seconded by Senator Metz, Senator Fogarty, Senator Nesselbush, Senator Miller, Senator Picard, Senator Pearson, Senator Jabor, Senator Crowley, Senator Sosnowski, Senator Lynch, Senator Gallo, Senator DuPont, Senator Goodwin, Senator Ruggiero, Leader Algier, Senator Kettle, Senator G, Senator O'Neill, Senator Reptakis, Senator Sheehan, Senator Cody, Senator Golden, Senator Chacon, Senator DePalma, Senator Archambault, Senator Coyne, Senator Lombardi, Senator Conley, Senator Lombardo, Senator Adiano, Senator Morgan, Senator McCaffrey, Senator Felag, Senator Walaska. All those in favor, please rise. The resolution passes. The resolution will remain on the desk for signatures. At this time, we will revert to announcements and introductions. Are there any announcements and/or introductions? Senator Conley.
Announcement, please, Madam President.
Please proceed.
The Committee on Environment and Agriculture will be meeting in room 313 at the Rise regarding the advice and consent for the Director of the Department of Environmental Management, Janet Coit.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Crowley.
Announcement, Madam President.
Please proceed.
The Committee on Housing and Municipal Government will be meeting in room 212 at the Rise.
Thank you. Senator DeBoer.
Same request, Madam President.
Please proceed.
For planning purposes, tomorrow at the Rise in room 313, we will take the reappointment of Ashbel T. Wall to the Department of Corrections.
Thank you. Are there any further announcements at this time and/or introductions? If there are none, is there any objection to transmitting adopted resolutions to the Honorable Secretary of State? All matters passed by the Senate to the Honorable House of Representatives, and all matters passed in concurrence to Her Excellency, the Governor. Hearing none, so ordered. The desk is now clear of business. Senator Goodwin.
Thank you, Madam President. If there's no further business to come before the Senate, I yield the floor to Senator Pichardo for adjournment.
Senator Pichardo.
I adjourn in the memory of Sister Ann Keith.
Senator Pichardo moves that the Senate adjourn in memory of Sister Ann Keith, seconded by Leader Algier, Leader Ruggiero, and many others. All those in favor, please rise. Senate stands adjourned.